Hi everyone, it's Ravi the Junior Explorer, and we are back with Beyond Lithium to discuss today's news release and their newly defined exploration focus for 2024. I'd like to welcome to the channel co-founder and capital markets advisor Alain Lambert. Alain, good to see you again.
Thanks for having me, Ravi.
So in today's news release, Beyond Lithium finalizes makeup of Lithium Exploration Portfolio in Ontario. And just a few highlights. So four primary projects. We have exploration priorities that'll include both mapping, sampling programs, mechanical stripping, as well as diamond drilling. And additionally, there's 23 projects located within well-known districts. Now, one of the highlights in the news release, no option cash payments due till August 31st, 2024. I spent 2 days at the recent PDAC and chatted with both Jace and Jason on a couple of occasions. And in my opinion, these are two of the most knowledgeable guys working ground in Ontario that I've personally met. They're two of the most passionate prospectors I've met since attending the PDAC for the first time almost 8 years ago. Can you talk about the importance to have such great partners as Bounty Gold and Last Resort?
That first question, Ravi, because I share your feelings. So a little bit of history here. When Beyond Minerals pivoted towards lithium last year and then changed its name to Beyond Lithium, it was on the back of a very large option deal we did with Bounty Gold and Last Resort, which are respectively owned by Jason LeBlanc and Jace Angel. And I like to say my first call was with Jason. And right away, I knew that we were going to do business together. I knew we were going to do significant business. And they have been great to work with. I like to say they're the best, just like you said, in Ontario for sure. Very smart, very passionate, and the relationship with them, it goes way beyond just like optioning a property or two from them, and everybody goes their separate way and hope it works. No, they did a lot of the prospecting for us last year. They'll be on the ground for Beyond again this year. And as the news release states very clearly, they're big supporters of the company. There are option payments that were coming due at the end of March, and we all sat down as a team and said, well, what's the best thing for Beyond? And it's great to have partners like them who view things the same way we do. What's best for Beyond? And they agreed to postpone these payments till August 31st of this year, and they're keen to get back and put the money where it should go, which is in the ground, on the ground. And as well, we all realize that the worst possible time to raise hard dollars for any junior is now, for two reasons: because the market is depressed. Number two, because there's just no flow of news to support the stock price. We're just coming out of the winter. So we're very thrilled about the news today, and we're very, very excited and appreciative of their continued support for the company.
Okay, so tons of work done leading up to today. We have four main projects that will get the lion's share of focus for 2024. 23 other projects in 8 districts that'll get additional exploration work next this year. Alain, can you give our viewers a behind the scenes look into the discussion to determine the final portfolio and kind of the exploration focus for this year?
Another great question, Rafi. I love it. So there were a couple of retreats, one by myself and Al Frame and Lawrence, our VPX, and Graham Evans, our senior technical advisor, sort of looking at the results from last year, compiling data, looking at data. And then we all got together with Jason in Calgary at a retreat, planned everything, looking at things strategically, and we all agreed on which properties didn't make the cut, so there was no disagreement there. And in the top four, the fourth one is there. We used to talk about top three. You'll remember, Ravi. and is Wisa Lake that we added as a top property. And that's in great part due to the spodumene discovery that was made by Libra Lithium. It's a private company from Toronto. Great guys, very talented technical people. We have a good relationship with them, and we share some data. And we're very excited about going back to Wisa and doing further exploration there. And then the rest of the makeup of the properties, 24, they're all assembled in pretty exciting district. We've got the Dryden East package that's still intact, and we're within large portion of land owned and being explored by critical resources. We're around power metals. We obviously wanted to keep the stuff that was very, very close to frontier lithium. And the package that we have today is not only very promising, but some of these areas are of great interest, we believe, to third parties, which is consistent with our plan of entering into further JVs and option agreements.
Okay. Now, despite dropping a number of properties, the number of hectares in the portfolio is still quite sizable, with very little drop off. Why do you feel the timing was right to consolidate the portfolio and kind of communicate that back to shareholders as to where the focus will be going forward?
We like to be transparent. We like to communicate what we're doing. We're of the view that it's you have to tell your shareholders what you're going to do in the future. And so we look at things from exploration season to exploration season. And I think it's important for shareholders to have clarity on what not only the exploration programs are for the various properties, but also what are the financial commitments, how many shares are being issued now to retain those properties, and that's in the press release, as you can tell. And it's important for people to understand that there are no, pending large financings, the purpose of which would be to put money into somebody's pocket as opposed to put money onto the ground. And as we state in the press release, really our cash burn is very low. Now with these option payments being pushed back into the future, there are no option payments pending until August 31st. And we're hopeful to do a flow-through financing in the short term, which should be rather easy for us, given the background of Alain Frame and myself. And we'll put those dollars to work and start generating news.
Okay. Now, as I go down my investor checklist, I can check off a few things. So we've defined the projects, check. Exploration strategy, check. Low market cap, check. The $1 million question is, what is the financing plans, and how does Beyond envision funding the next 12 months worth of work while keeping the dilution to a minimum?
So the beauty with flow through is it's done at a premium. Number two, you don't have to raise money today that you intend to spend on the ground, say in September, October, or November of that next of this year. And so pick a number. Last year we did 1.4 million almost in flow through and covered extensive ground, made discoveries. We call it $1 million or so of flow through will take us a long way. We do want to go back and look at Ear Falls in the southwest, find spodumene there. We're hoping to find spodumene in Cosgrave and Wisa, and we're hopeful that will generate a lot of positive results, which will translate into positive investor sentiment, which will lead to much more being raised later this year and keep those drilling rigs turning.
Okay. And is there a kind of a window or time frame of what that could be, and how soon can the team get back on the ground?
Well, in the southern part of Ontario, most of the snow is gone in certain areas. I've been talking to Jason and Lawrence, and Paul Baxter, who is our senior field geologist. And people think that they'll be probably 3 weeks earlier than last year being back in the field. And last year was the first week of May, so it's call it a couple weeks in certain areas. We could be back there. I was talking to the guys in Red Lake, so Ear Falls is still snow covered. Victory is still snow covered, but not as much as last year. So hopefully we'll be back in the field in April, in early to mid-April, and we'll go from there.
So before we wrap up, was there anything else you'd like to share for the viewers?
Well, I certainly want to thank everybody for their continued support. I think we've got great shareholders. I talked to a lot of them. They know that they have access to me at any time, and a lot of them do call me. They certainly call Al Frame, our CEO, and Lawrence. And we're looking forward to getting back into our normal routine of going into the field, having results, and announcing that for the benefit of our shareholders.
Well, Alain, I want to thank you for sharing this update with my viewers. I'm sure we'll have the team back on the channel very soon to discuss the projects in more detail. Beyond is still in my top 5 lithium junior index, and with a market cap of only 5 million Canadian, it, in my opinion, has the biggest share price upside of the group. So I hope everyone had a great Easter weekend, enjoying time with their friends and family, and thank you again.
Thanks for having us again on your channel, Ravi. We appreciate your support.
This is the Junior Explorer signing off.